Gulliver's Travels was written by Jonathan Swift in 1726. Jonathan Swift was a famous Anglo-Irish author and satirist. Gulliver's Travels is a satire in prose. Its official title is Travels into Several Remote Nations of the World. This book offers a sharp satire of human nature and society. Lemuel Gulliver is a practical and curious Englishman. He works as a ship's surgeon. He loves to travel. He goes on many extraordinary voyages to strange lands. The first voyage is to Lilliput, the land of tiny people. A storm destroys Gulliver's ship. Gulliver washes ashore. The country is Lilliput. The citizens of Lilliput are only 6 inches tall. Gulliver wakes up on the beach. He is tied down by tiny ropes. The Lilliputians fear him. Gulliver is large in size as compared to the tiny Lilliputians, so the Lilliputians soon realize that Gulliver can be very useful. They ask for Gulliver's help. Gulliver agrees. Blefuscudians are enemies of Lilliput. Gulliver captures the fleet of the Blefuscudians. This way he helps Lilliput defeat the Blefuscudians. This is a great service, but still the court of politics of Lilliput turns against Gulliver. Petty officials accuse Gulliver of treason over trivial matters such as refusing to destroy Blefuscu completely. Gulliver feels betrayed, so he escapes from Lilliput and returns to England. Swift uses Lilliput to satirize human pride, politics, and power. Lilliputians are morally and intellectually petty. They constantly fight over trivial issues, like which end of an egg should be broken. This shows how real nations wage wars over meaningless differences. Power makes people arrogant even when they are insignificant. Swift shows that political leaders are often small minded and are driven by jealousy and ambition. Blind loyalty to party and tradition causes conflict. Swift also shows that public service is rarely rewarded. Even Gulliver is betrayed after helping the Lilliputians. The greatness is not in physical strength. Those that rule are often the least wise. Human quarrels are enormous only because our minds are small. On his second voyage, Gulliver ends up in Brobdingnag, which is the land of the giants. Here, Gulliver is the tiny one. A farmer finds Gulliver and keeps him as a curiosity. Later on, the farmer presents him to the king of Brobdingnag, who is a giant. The king of Brobdingnag inquires about England. Gulliver proudly tells the king about English politics, wars, and inventions. The king of Brobdingnag is horrified. He calls humans violent, corrupt, and ridiculous. Gulliver's pride collapses. From Gulliver's journey to Brobdingnag, Swift shows that power and war appear cruel and foolish, not glorious. Civilization is not greatness if it lacks wisdom and compassion. Humans are proud of wars, politics, and destructive inventions. When one sees this from a higher moral perspective, then human pride collapses. Swift says that true greatness comes from reason and compassion, not size, strength, or conquest. Then Gulliver visits Laputa on his third voyage. Laputa is a floating island of absurd science. Scholars live in Laputa. These scholars are obsessed with mathematics and music, but are hopelessly impractical. These scholars are so lost in theory that they cannot walk straight or listen properly. There are servants called flappers who hit the scholars with bladders to make them pay attention. There are scientists who try to extract sunlight from cucumbers and build houses from the roof down. These scientists try to turn excrement back into food. Laputa is a huge island that floats in the air. It is kept aloft by magnetic power. The rulers of Laputa can move it over other lands and even block sunlight or rain to control the people living below. Via the journey to Laputa, Swift criticizes knowledge that ignores real human needs. The politicians and intellectuals of Laputa are detached from real life. They literally float above ordinary people and are unaware of their suffering. Swift shows that those in authority are high minded but groundless. Science is used as a tool of oppression, not human welfare. Knowledge and power without compassion is of very little benefit to the ordinary people. Reason must serve life, not float above it like Laputa itself. On the fourth and final voyage, Gulliver reached the lands of Houyhnhnms. These Houyhnhnms are intelligent and rational horses. The Houyhnhnms live by reason, honesty, and logic. The Houyhnhnms are the rulers of the land. Humans exist in this land as filthy, savage creatures called Yahoos. Gulliver begins to like the Houyhnhnms. Gulliver identifies more with the horses than the humans. The humans here are so savage that Gulliver begins to hate them. The Houyhnhnms think that Gulliver is a reasonable man, but they still think him a Yahoo. They fear that Gulliver might teach the Yahoos to think or reason. This will upset their perfect rational society and social order. Their society values pure reason, not emotional attachment. After calm discussion, the Houyhnhnms decide that Gulliver must leave for the common good. The chilling thing is that there is no anger or cruelty in the Houyhnhnms' decision. Thus, Gulliver is forced to leave. Gulliver comes back to England. Now, Gulliver cannot bear the bad behavior of people, even his own family. He now prefers the company of horses. Via the journey to the land of the Houyhnhnms, Swift shows that cold reason without compassion can be inhuman. Gulliver was expelled from the land of Houyhnhnms because perfect reason has no place for imperfect humanity. Human pride is dangerous. Perfection is inhuman when it leaves no room for compassion. True wisdom balances reason with humanity. Moral superiority can become another form of cruelty. Gulliver's journeys begin with curiosity and end in disillusionment. Swift does not ask us to abandon humanity, but to reorganize our flaws, which are pride, cruelty, and foolishness. Swift's message in this novel is that humans think themselves great, but judge them by reason or morality, and they will appear quite small.